Hey, okay. This is Victor Martinez, and this is basically me answering the final exam questions. Okay, so the first one I picked was research process. And to answer this question, I want to pick something we did from 1301, and hopefully I could do that, but this is 1302. Okay, so this tool is my favorite tool of all time. This template that you gave us. It's so great because like I don't know, when I first started doing it, I didn't feel like I was doing anything. I was just filling up the puzzle. I guess that's what you called it also. You just start filling up a puzzle, right? And once you got all the pieces together, it's basically done. And it's basically just copy and pasting into a research paper with like minor adjustments and making it seem formal and such. And that's where you get your research paper. And just to kind of explain what I mean, I selected my topic of interest. I identified the problem. I revised my problem. That way I could, figure out what I'm actually attacking. I wrote the question, revised the question, which is basically almost like the problem is basically almost my claim. And then from there, I picked out my three articles I wanted, and I made claims, evidence, audience, purpose, and my little critiques about each little source to help me out. So that's why there's three. Yeah, there's three of them. And then you told us how we plan on researching, and I picked focus groups, and that's where let's see. Once I did the focus groups, it was easy for me to. Okay, just had to bring up this little template I did. So once I picked focus groups, I decided to bring some people together, and I made an Excel sheet, sat them all down. I asked them a set of questions, and they all answered them. And from there, like, I made rough percentages that appeared on my research paper saying so and so amount of students actually did a research paper in high school or didn't do a research paper in high school. And to me, it was very interesting, and made me feel like I was actually researching and actually giving my 2 cents instead of just going through the motions and putting a bunch of information from Google Scholar or other search engines that are very strict on sources, and just piling them up all together. It actually made me feel like I was researching. Let me go back to the questions. And the other question I picked was writing with a purpose. So I chose writing with a purpose because basically all throughout my high school life, never really wrote for a purpose. Well, I did, but it was just to get the grade, a passing grade. And it never really interested me because, like I said, I never felt like I was doing anything. I always felt like I was just going through the motions to get the grade, and that was it. I didn't want to know anything more. It didn't interest me, and I didn't find writing fun. But whenever I participated in this class, I learned that I actually liked writing because it made me put all my ideas and all my thoughts into paper and fully analyze them. That's very helpful, just because sometimes, like, I don't know what I'm thinking, and if I actually write it down, it's easier for me to know what I'm thinking. It's a weird concept, but it helps me. So the writing with a purpose thing, that's basically what it was. Like, I had a research paper. I went back to my high school teacher. I interviewed my peers. I did the whole puzzle thing. Um, it wasn't boring, and I ended up doing a lot of stuff for this research paper, and it was just because I wanted to. It's not because I was forced to. And it was also really fun doing the pictures and stuff like that, and doing the crap sheet to verify my sources, because I actually wanted to have a valid argument. I actually wanted to find out why teaching college was so different for me. I mean, why why writing in college was so different to me than writing in high school. And I just wanted to get to the bottom of it, and that was basically my reason slash purpose of writing this whole research paper. And there was a lot of effort that I put into it. Um, and even though like we were assigned to do something, whether it was a summary for a thing or the crap sheets, our own critiques, this was really cool. Because when we thought we were done, our teacher Bonnie told us to write down things that we might think are iffy or we want help on. And I wrote away. I fully analyzed my paper and decided what I thought was iffy and what could be improved. And I don't know, it was the first time I've ever been interested in improving my writing or just making a valid argument in a research paper. And the third one is my absolute favorite, and yeah. So the third one I picked was peer feedback process. And it's so funny though, because when we were first doing this, when we traded papers, we wrote our comments and stuff like that, thought no one was going to take it seriously. That everyone's just going to go through the motion, everyone's just going to do their thing, and then people are going to get out of class early and stuff like that. But the more comments I got, the more critiques I got, I noticed like I was getting motivated to do better, especially on the research paper. So I had changed my conclusion, right? Because my teacher told me that it's like I built up this whole argument, and I basically finished it saying, well, basically nothing can be done. We have to deal with it. And she was like, yeah, you might want to write a better conclusion. So I did. And one of my classmates said, like, this was very reasonable. I really liked what you said. I really understood what you had to say in your research paper. I liked it. And it made me feel better. And plus, there was a lot of other critiques that I fixed. And I gave my critiques to other people. And it was pretty awesome, pretty cool to see everyone interact and share ideas and stuff like that. Let's see if I could... the peer feedback process. And overall, it was just really fun working with other people. And to answer the question on what I walked away with, it was basically me realizing that people do care about writing. People do care about helping out other people. And it was puzzling for me at first, but seeing it happen, it encourages me to help others in their writing, just give my 2 cents or critiques, and actually analyzing their work and seeing if there's anything could be done, or even at that, just encouraging them to do better. Because like that's what happened to me. Like, wasn't feeling motivated, didn't think people were taking it seriously, and then once I got like attention, and then someone was like, hey, I really liked your research paper, motivated me to do more. And yeah, it's basically what I had to say. Hopefully I answered all the questions correctly, and thank you.